Ah. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Okay, I'm back. Hey, everybody. What's up? I'm back for another BondyBlue show, girl. I folded some clothes. I ate some soup. I made some tea. I can fuck with y'all. Yeah. All right, y'all. Listen, it is so much going on right now in the world, girl. But I just wanted to say one thing as it pertains to what's going on down here in the Louisianas, okay, and in the country. If your vote didn't matter, why, oh, why would they be rolling back the Voter Rights Act of 1965? Can somebody tell me, black people, really quick? Really quick, girl. Tell me why they would be trying to make it so that our vote don't count down here. I mean, it already don't really count. So it kind of felt as if y'all really scared that in midterms we gonna kick y'all asses out of office and y'all gonna go to jail. Okay? And so y'all decide that y'all gonna gerrymander and get rid of a criminal court seat, all right, that we were supposed to have here in Louisiana. All roads lead back to Louisiana, bitch. All roads lead back to Louisiana, bitch. The Louisiana Purchase. Okay? Remember, that's how America really started. The Louisiana Purchase. Okay? Calvin Duncan is suing Governor Jeff Landry, seeks to take oath of office because he was supposed to be the next criminal court judge. It's his seat that they decided they wanted to get rid of. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. I have never been a fan of the politics down here in Louisiana because I know what it is. It's the old boys club with some black people sprinkled throughout. Just like New Orleans, you know, is a black city with some white people sprinkled throughout. But the way white people show up in the rooms where all the decisions are being made has always bothered me. The reason why, just like how many people own houses on St. Charles? Like how many white people own houses on St. Charles versus the black people? Like, to me, there are certain fixtures in New Orleans that let you know that no matter how y'all see this city as a place that is based off of Black culture, white people are still the ones dictating what's going on. As much as y'all want to put Black people in city council seats and all of that type of shit in judges, you still gonna put racist, weird-looking Jeff Landry in office, okay? So the Supreme Court ruling so far, just so we could stay abreast to what's going on, because if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't be doing all of this. I just want to remind everybody that likes to think that your vote don't matter. Also, all of you motherfuckers that, y'all, because to me, this is more of a signifier that we're right when we vote Democratic because of the actual policy. White people vote Republican because they think white people are supposed to vote Republican. Black people at large vote vote Democratic because of the policy. It's always the policy. At least for me and most people that I know. I'm not voting Democratic because I like Joe Biden. I'm not voting Democratic because I felt like, every Democrat president was the best. No, that's not, we're not creating heroes out of these motherfuckers. Okay? Yes, I do like Obama. I can't help it. He's suave. He's chic. He had a Black wife. He did the best he could. The 8 years that he was in office was some of the best. And ever since then, you white boys been mad. Ever since then. Y'all been so mad. And y'all was mad every day of his presidency, to the point that the worst shit that ever happened in his presidency was his coming out in a tan suit and y'all losing y'all motherfucking mind. Okay? That motherfucker in there today can't stop talking about that man. Okay? So, obviously your vote counts, and the manipulation that a lot of Black people fall for, that have y'all in the comments talk, the Democrats aren't that great. Bitch, nobody said they was. That's not the point. Anytime we are critical of Republicans and the shit that they are doing that is harmful to us as Black people, there's always some ignorant Nick Cannon looking ass motherfucker in the comments talking about how the Democrats aren't innocent. Girl, that is not the point. It's not the point. Because to me, what ended up happening with the Supreme Court is a byproduct of Republicans convincing y'all that DEI is us giving people jobs because they're Black. That's not what's happening. I can't believe that we have to keep going back and forth. But the fact that y'all niggas thought y'all could have that ignorant ass opinion about something, because everybody thinks that opinions are valid just because there's your opinion. No, bitch, your opinion is not always valid just because everybody has opinions. That was an ignorant fucking opinion when y'all was saying it about affirmative action, and it's an ignorant fucking opinion now that this is how they were able to gerrymander and get rid of these seats that was actually supposed to make shit more leveled, because the state is full of red motherfuckers, stupid red motherfuckers all over the state of Louisiana. Us having the majority seats in the places that we held them was a way to make the shit more balanced, as if Louisiana has ever been a blue state. Bitch, it's not a blue state. So the fact that they even did what they did should let y'all know, first of all, the Republicans are always and forever regressing. They're not trying to conserve anything. They're trying to regress. I'm tired of y'all acting like you can be a Republican and that's not problematic. Based on policy, it's problematic. It's hateful. It's stingy, and it's ill-informed. Now, you want to deal with the Democrats being fucking weirdos and being, kind of a game player in the situation? Absolutely. We could play that game all day, y'all. We could talk about how both sides are apart. Two-party system is the problem. We need to change all that shit. Absolutely, I agree. I agree, girl. But it really annoys me when we talk about what's actually happening with this specific Republican Party and the response I see from Black people, because white people, y'all just, y'all. But Black people, the response that y'all give when we get into this politics shit just really shows me y'all only value power and money, and you don't care nothing about yourself, and you don't care, and you think you care about yourself, but you really don't. Your immediate satiation is not that important. Because Girl, when Sexy Red, ignorant, funky ass got on the internet talking about Meg Thee Stallion was the reason why Kamala didn't win because she was shaking ass on stage. No, bitch. She didn't win because it's a whole bunch of bird brain, uneducated bitches like you that make up the bulk of the young black people that don't know how to stay on code to save their fucking life. Like, it be y'all, girl. It y'all's mentality. Okay? The niggas who like Kanye. You know what I'm saying? The niggas that like Drake. Y'all don't be knowing how to stay on code. So, this SCOTUS ruling so far, universities using race criteria to counter historical racism in admissions is unconstitutional. But ICE fascists using race criteria to target people of color is constitutional. But state legislatures using race criteria to counter historical voter suppression is unconstitutional. But Trump using race criteria to enact travel bans is constitutional. In short, race criteria that centers white people is constitutional, but race criteria otherwise is unconstitutional. That's basically what we learned from all of this. And so now that we're in this place, I do understand that there is a breaking of the system that has to happen. I get that. But I'm still going to be dragging you hoes the entire way because ultimately what I feel like y'all have done is y'all have used misinformation, half-truths in order to affect the psyche of the public, of the people. And so now we're having to deal with those terrible decisions that y'all have made. Because this is terrible. The whole time screaming about how racism was over so that they could overturn the things that helped racism to not be as bad. I don't know how you don't realize that. Whole bunch of dumb motherfuckers. I swear for God. But this is why the education system is so important. Because a lot of it, girl, not even just the education system. Those of y'all who are parents that feel like it's the teacher's responsibility to teach your children everything. You don't read books. You don't talk to your children about what's going on. Yeah. And that's more y'all than not. I had friends that was teachers. And my God, on today, the parents be the problem. The parents be the problem. The parents be the problem. Okay? Cause ain't no way I'm sending my child to a school where they're not gonna be learning shit and I'm not gonna also be helping them learn things at home. That's crazy. They spent 60 years building it. Here's everything that's being rolled back right now. Civil rights rollback 2026 is already reshaping voting rights, policing, abortion access, and economic policy across the country. The Supreme Court handed down a ruling today that should stop everybody in their tracks. In a 6-3 decision, the conservative majority gutted Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, the heart of the law that gave black people in this country the actual ability to elect representation that looks like us, that fights for us, that knows us. Justice Samuel Alito wrote the opinion. The 3 liberal justices dissented. NAACP President Derek Johnson called it a devastating blow. Harvard law professor Nicholas Stanopoulos, girl, listen, Nicholas, I'm not doing all of this with you, sir. Who filed a brief defending the act, put it plainer than that. He said Section 2 is still there in theory, but no one will be able to win a claim under the provision. Translation: states can dismantle black majority districts whenever they feel like it, as long as they say it was for political reasons instead of racial ones. And good luck proving the difference in court. And this is why they were so persistent with trying to convince anybody critiquing the Republican Party to also critique the Democratic Party. That's why. Because they wanted to act as if those two things weren't tied together for black people, right? Black people, you so stupid. You so stupid voting blue. Them people don't care about you. Meanwhile, white people are still voting red. They're still voting red. Them voting red is tied to their identity. Told you was stupid for having that same mentality voting blue. And now look what they've done. Now you can't even say race. You can't even say race. How are you going to deconstruct racism? How are you going to call out, acknowledge, ask for justice when racism happens if I can't even use that language? How? Can y'all tell me how? He walked in with a checklist, and that checklist was Project 2025, and the entire mission was to roll back 6 decades of civil rights progress that Black people, women, and every other marginalized community fought, bled, marched, and died to secure. 15 months in, he's running through the list, and it's time we look at it honestly. I've been looking at it honestly. I've been hanging my head. Since 2016, I've been looking at all of you goofy motherfuckers that thought any of this shit was a good idea, like y'all are really going to be the downfall of us. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave y'all here. If I could, because I tried, girl, I would leave y'all here. Y'all could deal with this shit because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You should see how many people in the comments talking about it shouldn't be about race. It shouldn't be about race. It shouldn't be, but it always is, because white people are innately in this country and most other places, everybody is innately anti-Black. Everybody in every country, even in fucking Africa, anti-Black. Asia, anti-Black. Anywhere where there's a group of darker people and then a group of white people that are supposed to be the representation of the darker complected people from the same area. It happens everywhere. Anti-Black, anti-dark skin, because in other countries, darker skin means you work out in the fields. You're poor. Skin tone has always been aligned with class. Always. We've been trying to deconstruct it, but it's always been the house nigga versus the field nigga. Hello. There's always been a connotation added to color. The darker you are, the worst. The more or harder you're going to have to work. Light skin, easier life. And it's the same thing with blue and red. You're blue, they get to just stump all over you. We're going to keep fighting for y'all to have rights so you can enjoy being imprisoned here. We ain't going to fight that hard. We're going to be real classy based about it to the point that you're going to start questioning what the fuck wrong with us. So when you look at people like Amanda Seals and a lot of other Black people that was telling y'all to split the vote, to not vote, and now they still get up there and tell y'all, see, this is for the best. I can't tell y'all. I'm sure there will be a bright spot somewhere, girl. Somewhere over the rainbow. Listen. I'm sure somewhere way up high. But right now, this shit is stupid. Right now, this shit is upsetting. This shit is dumb. And it all could have been prevented. And that's where I'm at with it right now. Another thing, girl, them people said, I'm going to just let y'all hear because Reggie posted this, and it's from from a local news station. So y'all remember when them niggas jumped out of jail and was running, give us free?
On WDSU News at 4.
And it's another thing I've decided. I am not an abolitionist. In this day and age, abolitionists are people who believe that prison is not necessary. We need to reform people. We need to put them. Yeah, I don't agree. I'm so sorry. Maybe me and Deontay Kyle need to sit down and have a conversation about it, bitch. He's an abolitionist, okay? My girl, Olanati, girl, they abolitionist. I am not. I feel like prison needs to be reformed, but I feel like prison is necessary. Because if we not gonna unalive them, what we gonna do with the ones that don't want to stop unaliving us? Girl, what we gonna do with them? Let me know. You either gonna cage them or you gonna let them be free or you gonna ostracize them and try to make sure that they don't get here. What we gonna do, girl?
We start with some major breaking news. Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson indicted in connection with an investigation into last year's jailbreak in New Orleans.
So this indictment comes in connection with a state investigation by Attorney General Liz Murrell's office into last year's mass escape by 10 inmates. The bombshell news came down within just the last hour. And so
they both had motives, but it's like a big conspiracy, but they use Negro as the key target to do this. You see what I'm saying, homie?
Y'all gonna stop letting New Orleans niggas game y'all. You can't believe nothing that come out of this nigga mouth.
When you were offered the $250,000, what was going through your head at the time? I knew you knew it was too good to be true, right?
Man, listen, to be real, bro, like I really thought it was planned, like, bro, like I ain't know, like I'm like, man, this shit is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm innocent. I ain't supposed to be in jail. I'm like, man,
you're not innocent, Anthony.
What the fuck going on? You hear me? Like, yeah, it was false fresh to me.
Anton, whatever.
And until when I walked that cell and I saw that fucking turning really loose. And when I moved the turning, like they got rebar, bro, that goes behind the turning, bro, to where like it, all right, they got like 7 bolts that pulls the turning to the wall. You have to have a metal saw, bro, for that whole. You could take 100 niggas and try to move that turning. It's not gonna move. You only how that it has to be unbolted from the back side of the turning for it to come loose, and then after that.
On WDSU.
So basically, they saying when all of them niggas got out of jail, they was being paid to get out of jail. Reggie said a lot going on. Everybody innocent until proven guilty. Even if they guilty, they may be innocent. New Orleans about to be a national news again. This is one of the biggest crime mysteries ever about how them niggas got out of jail. Girl, I don't know. I'll be reporting back to y'all on this. But yeah, listen, let me see what some of the comments say. Love the way we say toilet. Girl, I don't say it like that. There's no R in toilet, okay? We know, but listen up. The Louisiana state as a whole is a red state. New Orleans is a blue, predominantly black. They want power over all of cities in Louisiana, people in power. They don't want black people leading publicly in Senate, judge, mayor, councilman. Yeah, we know. That's why it's racism, child. We know. Me patiently waiting for Corey with the K thoughts. I'll wait for the Netflix doc. But no one took him serious when he first spoke on IG. He's been consistent. Said, oh, shut the fuck up. He has not been consistent. He said he didn't tell us on Instagram that somebody paid him to get out of jail. He said that he didn't do it. He said he didn't do what he was accused of, and he absolutely was. That nigga is a career criminal. I can hear by the cadence of how he talk that he's just trying to manipulate. There might have been some shit that was factual in there, but one thing you could pretty much bet on for a good manipulator is to mix a little bit of truth with a little bit of lie. A little bit of truth with a little bit of lie. I'll be paying attention to this, but I don't believe it. I don't believe nobody offered to pay you for you to get out of jail. No, I think that what's most obvious is y'all digmatizing them slow brain, soft skulled ass hoes down there that work at the prison. That's what's more than likely the situation. Dicking down dumb hoes and they committing crimes to get your ass out of jail, even though you just gonna go back to jail. The fuck? Anyway, y'all, that's life in New Orleans. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Let's move on, okay? Because I be trying to tell y'all, a part of the problem is not just the government, it's not just the racism, it's the people. It's the mindset of the people.
You laying down in the bed, you like, excuse me. Right here, right there to me.
Now, I had a couple of those nights where I woke up and like pinching myself like that's the one next to me. Like that's literally the fantasy is next to me.
Now I'm about to swing on you. You let it go.
I did. She deserved better. I think what it was with me and like, clearly doing all of the therapy and work on myself, I just wasn't my ego, my manhood.
Yeah.
I spoke a good game, but I didn't feel like I fit the part.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't,
Imposter syndrome. You feel like you don't deserve the woman that you are with, so you self-sabotage. We know you.
Wasn't man enough to hold it down the way that I should, and my insecurities started to kick in. And before I got to those spaces where I was doing shit I wasn't supposed to, I think it was just, we were both wise enough to know. And even like, cause a lot of it started with like fatherhood, like, cause I wanted to be the man in my house.
Right.
And, you know, her and I never had any issues, but the world,
Yes.
the system that she's built, you know, all of the different
You let other niggas get in your head.
people and stuff like that. I felt, I won't say disrespected, but I felt underappreciated in that space, which then started to seep into, you know, the family values and who I wanted to be as a father when I was like, I can't be here and be, you know, toyed with in front of my children.
Right.
So I think a lot of that.
Toyed with? How are you being toyed with? No, what I really think is that y'all are supposed to be submissive. The best men are holding the lady's purse. The best men are holding the lady's purse. Y'all don't like to accept that. Like, y'all think y'all want these amazing women, but what it takes to be with these amazing women is to hold that lady fucking purse and feel good about it. But y'all let dumbass niggas trick y'all up out y'all spot. That's really what be going on. A nigga will sit there and make you think you so stupid, you so dumb because you holding Mariah Carey purse. What, you not a real man? And they would love to be somewhere up under that lady holding her fucking purse and will look at you like, shit, it got the money in it. I'ma hold it.
That started to eat at me.
Yes.
And then so I started, you know, making decisions to be like, look, I want this to be an equally yoked journey. And the only way that I can do that is for me to kind of take a step back. And so that as complex as it feels, it's just like, I just wasn't ready. My insecurities got the best of me.
And that's real. That's real. But you often come to us and say real shit and then still proceed to do dumb shit.
I don't know what Mariah doing lately.
Oh my goodness, there you go. Mariah say she busy.
Hey, I could be busy too.
Is that the
I
true
don't know
love?
what that means.
It seems like Mariah hit different than all the rest.
I mean, that was my wife. That was literally my dream girl.
Yes.
And then the fact that we still have such a great relationship to this day.
Right.
I don't think you can't compare her to anybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I believe I was truly in love with her and will always be in love with her.
If you say, you know what, Nick, I think I want another one. I want another.
Mariah want another. I'm giving her 3 more. We going all the way in.
This man wildin'.
Why did Cannon Carey starting 5? Let's go.
When your co.
Hey, Scotty. Thank you for the super chat. Can't wait to see you, sis. Can't wait to see you, too. Y'all know Scotty is hosting the Ooh Ladies First Panel live show Saturday. Did y'all get y'all tickets?
Parents,
It's
when
gonna
they
be
start
fun.
the date, do you have to meet the father if he's gonna be? I mean, the guy that she's gonna be with. You brought the kids.
Yeah, I haven't really had to deal with that yet. Like that conversation has come up, but I've
You're not having no conversations like that with Mariah. Mariah like, nigga, you can't talk to me about nobody I'm fucking with. Get out of my face, Nicholas.
yet to meet anyone.
You ain't met nobody.
Nobody. I mean, I met Mariah's little dancer boyfriend before.
Not Lil.
You call the man a little dancing boyfriend, man. Come on, man.
I tell you, I'm still in my feelings, Shay. I'm still in my feelings.
Obviously.
But he was always around.
Now, he done been with 50, 11 bitches, and now you want to sit up here and, I'm mad because she had a little boyfriend, and you done had 11 kids with 10 different women.
But you said you weren't ready.
But I mean, I was a husband, though. I was still a good husband.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
I was some stuff that I didn't work through yet.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't like.
So what you?
The only reason you can say you were a good husband is because Mariah would never give y'all's relationship the public platform of getting out here and talking about it.
Supposed to wait on you till you
Nah,
went
she
through it?
wasn't. I don't know.
What you mean you don't know? Would you have waited on somebody?
Nah, because that's the thing when being the fact that, you know, I kind of made some choices that, you know, I had to make. That was probably the unfair part. I wish I could do over again. I feel like there was probably some more conversations that her and I could have had and worked through because I kind of was like, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like opposed to like, that was very immature of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You laying down in the bed, you like.
I feel like This is a threat to Mariah. Mariah don't bother no one except when it's time for Christmas, so let her be. I know Bree is crashing out right now. She thinks she's the main one. I'm still wondering how he got her to begin with. What you mean? Why are y'all wondering? Every day, y'all see beautiful, successful, amazing women give goofy ass niggas a chance, and them niggas turn around and embarrass you and then milk it for everything it's worth. To be honest, I'm annoyed with y'all because I don't see y'all treating Nick Cannon the way y'all treat Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett will come out and say anything, and y'all, oh, here this bitch go. Why y'all don't have the same energy to Nick Cannon? Every time Nick Cannon will come out and start talking to us about some shit, he always want to talk about Mariah, always talking about all of them kids, always talking about what a woman need to be doing and all of that, trying to make us feel sorry for him, trying to make us think he's grown, also he can come out and talk to Cheyenne Bryant and say some fuck nigga shit to a whole bunch of people. Also, you can come out with Amber Rose talking about you cool with Trump. What? Nick Cannon? Shut up. I don't want... don't talk to me no more. That's how I feel. Oh, you cool with Trump? Don't talk to me no more. Don't talk to me no more. I don't want to talk to you no more. Don't say nothing else to me. Speaking of Klay and them, so y'all saw that picture. Y'all saw that picture that them niggas got? They drew of Meg on the bed and a whole bunch of niggas is lined up to fuck Meg. And it was Cameron and his teeth. It was Mace and his jewelry, his glasses. That's what I'm gonna say. Mace and his glasses. And then that one lonely black girl that's on y'all podcast that has to giggle and embarrass herself while she on y'all podcast. Yeah. Who else? Stephen A. Smith and his lack of hairline. Who else? Paul Pierce and his drunk dick. Yeah, all of them online talking about Megan Thee Stallion in such a like disrespectful, terrible way. Lady ain't never said nothing about none of you ashy, crusty, funky, Cheeto lace smelling ass, bitch ass niggas. Y'all work on my fucking nerves. Y'all do, all of y'all, because all of y'all should be ashamed of y'allself. And I'll always go back to what I told y'all. I don't want to play nothing them niggas said because they're just gonna make my pressure go up. But Mace and Cam and all of that fucking giggling and all of that, y'all the type of niggas that I don't know whether to think y'all mad because y'all one of the rappers that tried to fuck and Meg said no, because a lot of y'all act like that. A lot of y'all want a woman like Meg so y'all can try to tame her. She say no, she don't want to fuck with y'all. Now you offended. Now you online talking shit about a woman that honestly you old enough to be her fucking daddy, you old ass niggas. You old dirty dick ass niggas pulling and tugging, needing Viagra and Cialis smoothies ass niggas. Like y'all work on my fucking nerves. Y'all would love to put y'all face in between that lady ass cheeks. But y'all will get online and talk shit because you can't have access to her. And then you get up here so you could talk about how, she was just a fuck to Klay. Nigga, are you gonna fuck Klay? Cam, why don't you get Klay's dick from in between your teeth? A lot of these niggas, y'all, Cameron has an obsession with talking about women. Every time you turn around, Cameron is talking about an influencer, a video hoe, a hoe. Always talking about a hoe. Nigga, do you want to be a hoe? Do you want to be somewhere with your bimbofication? Because I feel like some of you niggas is just like them white boys over there in a Republican Party that are repressing all of the weird shit that you want to experience. And the way that you repress that you want some titties and ass on your body, maybe you want a wig. Maybe you want to be sexy, Cam. Maybe you want to put on some makeup, Mace. Maybe the jewelry is not enough of an embellishment for you. Maybe you want to be a bad bitch. Maybe you want to be a hottie. You could be a hottie, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna check you about it. But the way y'all hate on Megan Thee Stallion, the misogyny, the sexism, the disgust that y'all have at a woman we know that y'all would lay down with, I hate y'all. Like y'all work on my nerves because y'all are so fucking hypocritical. Y'all are so hypocritical and so corny and so lame. You a grown-ass man. All of y'all old enough to be that girl fucking daddy and on the internet running it. On the internet, running y'all fucking mouths like a bunch of cackling ass hens, running y'all mouth. The fact of the matter is I think you wish somebody wanted you. I think y'all wish somebody wanted y'all the way you niggas want Megan Thee Stallion. I think y'all hate the fact that no matter how y'all try to act like y'all disgusted with her, y'all would still line up behind another nigga so you could fuck her. You're a weirdo. All of y'all niggas is weirdos. All of y'all are lame. All of y'all are corny. And I'm questioning whether any of y'all are safe. I can already tell y'all, Cameron is not a safe nigga. Not. Unsafe nigga. The way he handle any woman he done dealt with, the way he talks about women, unsafe nigga. Okay? Get that in your head. And because he's so cool with that giggling ass fake preacher Mace, that nigga not safe neither. Who else? Hairline. The way he on the internet every chance he get talking about a woman, nigga, you supposed to be talking about sports. You're an unsafe ass nigga. Shannon Sharp. We already see what you on. You an unsafe ass nigga.
Let me tell you.
I've had it up to here. I've had it up to here with y'all getting on the internet using women as punching bags as if their sexual liberation, them fucking whoever they want to fuck, is the downfall of society. That's the reason why I started getting mad at D1 ass. Because he one of them niggas that'll get up there and talk about women being sexualized or hypersexual like it's the same thing as you young men getting out there in the streets and raping and killing and robbing people. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, man, tore everything. Still got a mountain to climb.
Now, they just started posting a whole bunch of like little clips from this nigga's lives. Let's be very clear. Nobody would ever care or be posting Klay on anybody's blog if he had not been with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion will be on a blog no matter what. Klay Thompson, not the same story. So those of y'all that don't seem to understand that basketball is basketball, but the entertainment industry is everybody, I'm not arguing with nobody. Look at this nigga hair. What is going on? He going through it.
About to pull up my boy Fat Tony. You know what I'm saying? Gonna play some chess. I'm out here in the Lincoln.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna listen to this, but I can't stand the way you motherfuckers clip shit in the way, like, to me, I don't know who this is, but I could tell based on this is rage bait. This is meant to make Megan Thee Stallion look like a bad person. Klay Thompson explains how Megan Thee Stallion cheated first. Really? Is that what he said? Is that what he said? We're going to listen. Klay Thompson went live and crashed out on Megan Thee Stallion after she broke up with him and accused him of cheating. She cheated on me first. Of course, I'm going to cheat back. I'm just mad. I spent over $4 million on her. I will never do that again. Just focusing on basketball now. Let's see if he actually said those things.
Just living my best summer life as a 4-time NBA champion, baby.
That
never gets old.
It's gonna get old eventually.
Yes, I'm hungry for 5. But let me enjoy this. You know how hard it took to get back to that? My goodness, y'all don't understand. Only those who have torn their Achilles know what that is really like. Calf raise on calf raise. Let me tell you, man, tore everything. Still got a mountain to climb. About to pull up my boy Fat Tony.
Now, he didn't say anything like that in this live. He didn't say anything like that in this clip. But this is the shit that these niggas put out there because this is what they want you to think is going on. He didn't say none of that. But that's what they put. Explain she cheated first and then puts all of this shit in a caption that was not said in the clip. Why would you not post any of that in a clip? Because he never said that. But that's what y'all want to be the situation. I hate you motherfuckers. Just lying so that you could send a whole bunch of niggas to attack a woman, you're bitches. The person that posted that shit, count whatever the fuck. Yeah, ho. A ho. As a man, as a person, as an individual, you're a hoe. Let's continue. Who else is a hoe? a lot of y'all. Point them out. Let's see. It's another clip from Klay.
Gonna be back on the high seas. Come on, fellas. Nothing like it. Long time, so the rhythm might not be there, but the passion is always there. God, it feels good to be back.
What do you mean it feel good to be back? He keep posting shit that could be also seen as, oh, it feel good to be single again. It feel good to be back to myself because being with her, I wasn't being myself.
Like the ocean, let me tell you.
Nigga, shut up.
Oh, this is my jam right here, boys. Come on.
Oh, yes, black people, he likes black music. Not Casanova. You ain't no Casanova? I can't be playing this music and shit. Yeah, that's enough of that. If I would be so, like, did he say anything, y'all? Y'all giving this man too much attention. Never trust a high yellow man. One thing about a man, he will move on with his life immediately. He ain't move on faster than she did. Shit. Let's not forget, she left. And then Ryan Clark was on the internet because Ryan Clark wanted to respond to the way all of you niggas was degrading this woman online because y'all a bunch of thirsty ass dry dick bitches with low self-esteem and no spiritual compass. So Ryan Clark wanted to capitalize off the moment as the I'm not a ain't shit degenerate nigga. So let me speak up. Yeah, with his PBS face ass.
A ton of my timeline is Klay and Meg. And I get it, right? It's content gold. Future Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer publicly dates one of the biggest names in hip-hop, and they're propped up on this celebrity relationship pedestal. And then in a very public split, there's an insinuation of infidelity. And so that's like inviting scrutiny or criticism or opinions. And there's this rush to get your content out so you can get the clicks and so you can get the views. And if you make it entertaining and if you make it funny, then more people watch it. So I think I even get that part. I don't get this incessant need for grown men to shame or to insult or to bring up someone's past or the way that they do their jobs and insinuate, or in some situations, downright admit you believe that means someone should be treated negatively or disrespected or lied to or demeaned or thrown away.
Yes, they are.
And then that's when people start to take sides. And if you look at women specifically, they've backed Meg, in particular, black women. And if
to be honest, this Klay situation is the first time I have seen so many people defend Meg. Cause I feel like I was out here fighting on my own during the trial. Not completely, but at large, I felt like I was out here fighting the world on my own during the trial. So to see so many people defend her for the Klay Thompson situation, I am appreciative of that energy. However, we gonna have to get to how a response to a nigga cheating on his old lady is not y'all finding the woman that could possibly be the person and then threatening her and her family. That is not the response. We'll get to that. But I'm gonna let Ryan Clark finish pandering to black women as y'all say he does. I don't give a fuck whether he pandering or not. Say the right thing. And then we could wait to find out if you actually real or not. But I appreciate Ryan Clark for saying this. I do. I'm not running to, tug on him and his garment. A lot of y'all see a man saying the right thing for 5 minutes and I'm like, yeah, but he's still always in a room full of fuck niggas. But it's okay. I do appreciate when a man comes to the front and says the right thing because we are tired of y'all acting dumb.
you sit back and you look at the reactions, you say to yourself, they have to, because if they don't, then no one will. As we prop these relationships up, we forget that these humans are flawed and that they're imperfect, but they have feelings. And we bring up the past without bringing up that one of the parties involved was also shot. And in being shot, had to process that, had to heal from that, had to live with that trauma. And so now Meg is stepping away from a historic opportunity on Broadway in Moulin Rouge to make sure that she's fit to just move on with life. And so I think what we need to do is remember that all of these people who are commenting on their relationship, who aren't married, you know how dating works, and you should also know how hard it is to find your forever person. And if you are married, you know it's even harder to keep that forever person, even when it's just your two, much less the entire world in your business. And so I think what that says to me is let's be more patient. Let's be honest about the fact that we don't have all the information. And if you aren't reporting facts and you're just giving your opinion, or you're just criticizing, or you're scrutinizing, or you're insulting, be honest about what you're doing. You're gossiping.
I'm definitely gossiping. I feel no ways about that. I feel no ways about that, but I know that that's not to me. That's to these niggas. That's to these niggas that always want to, oh, y'all gossip like women, when don't nobody gossip harder than a man trying to ruin a woman's reputation to get back at her for some coochie he can't have access to. Okay? Nobody. So let's get to Lexi Brown, because apparently y'all thought that the person that Klay Thompson was cheating with was Lexi because she put some shit on her close friends or something like that. So she came out to clear her name. I did not know she was on Fox News. I will go and find that. I don't know why you would be on Fox News about this, but let's see what she had to say.
Me and Klay do know each other.
Oh, I'm seeing it. This is the Fox News clip. I'm like, girl, why the fuck couldn't you just say this shit regularly on Instagram? Why did you have to go on? Girl, you could have posted this shit to your stories and the blogs would have got it, taped it, and put it on there for you. Why you had to go and talk to a news source about this?
Because we both play professional basketball. I would have considered him a friend. I do not know Meg Thee Stallion at all. You know, today, like I'm still the only person that has denied this entire situation of my involvement and claim that this is 100% false. And the fact that I'm still the only one that is defending my name, I have no idea how to process that.
You should process it as Klay is not the friend you thought he was. Meg doesn't owe you anything.
And that's the last.
And I'm saying that as a girl's girl. I'm a real girl's girl. Y'all know that. Not that bullshit y'all done started saying now when y'all talk about a girl's girl. I'm like, fuck y'all talking about? Y'all just be stupid, don't know what words mean, and then put your own meaning on it. Now you trying to change the meaning of a girl's girl. A girl's girl is somebody that cares about other women, that centers women in a situation, right? And so for me, Lexi, this is fucked up that people will come to you with this bullshit, but it's Klay's responsibility and your responsibility to say, no, it wasn't me. It's not Meg's responsibility to come to the front and say who Klay wasn't fucking.
Thing that I'm like struggling to process is that there's this massive outcry for protecting Black women, and nobody has mentioned Lexi Brown's name in any of those conversations.
Why would they? Why would they? People were talking about protect Black women prior to this. And to be honest, you could have let this shit go away, but I know she said people were threatening her family and stuff. So that's one thing. But like, girl, we didn't know if it was true or not.
I wouldn't have minded if either one of them came out and said it, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are in the relationship. They're the ones that are dealing with it.
No, but see, and that's going to make you mad, because what do you mean either one of them? How is Meg going to come to validate whether that man fucked you or not? That doesn't make any sense. The problem she had with him was that he was cheating, correct? So just because she might have found out that it was one woman, that doesn't mean it wasn't multiple women. You could be one of the girls. She don't know. Why should she be coming to the front to say, oh, it wasn't Lexi? The fuck? Y'all are not about to put the responsibility of of this situation, of Meg Thee Stallion being cheated on her. Y'all are always doing this with her. That's why we're so triggered, because we want y'all to leave her the fuck alone. Y'all blame the shooting on her. You blame Tory Lanez being a violent munchkin on her. And now y'all are trying to blame Klay Thompson cheating on her. Then y'all are blaming Lexi Brown being harassed by the internet on her. My God, how much can we blame on the lady? How much?
This and they're the ones who are communicating with each other. So one of them, if not both of them, know that it was not me. It could come from one of their teams. It could come from somewhere. The truth is over there somewhere. And I was expecting it to reveal itself from that side of it, the side that actually has the issue, because
Or it should be the side that actually was with his dick.
again, I have no idea what is going on. I have no involvement. I've had no communication at all whatsoever during their relationship.
Yeah, she absolutely using this to like put her face out there because don't nobody know her. And that's no disrespect to this woman, okay? I'm sure she's accomplished in her own right, but we don't know you. So when you come out to attach yourself to this, now I know who you are. That absolutely could help you in one way or another. But I also feel like, girl,
So for them to just allow me to get dragged, for a lot of people to allow me to get dragged through the mud for, I don't know, it seems like 4 days now, knowing 100% what was being said was false, that surely somebody would step in and say, no, this is a lie. Please point your fingers somewhere else, or don't point them at all, but don't point them at Lexi. And by the time the game was over, it had not happened. And, I said, you know what? I'll give it a little bit more time. Surely somebody that knows the truth, and that is almost everybody involved, knows that I was not involved in this situation.
How would Megan know that?
Would surely step in and say something.
How would Megan know that?
And it didn't happen. I was getting threats on my life. I was getting threats on my health. My family started getting comments and threats from people. I've had to hire security to travel with me places. So it got to a point where I just was scared for myself. Me and Klay do know each other because we both play professional basketball. I would have considered him a friend. I do not know Meg Thee Stallion at all. Today, I'm still the only person that has denied this entire situation of my involvement.
So my thing with Meg is somebody's comment. She hates when people spread false narratives and rumors about her, but she never clears up anything when it comes to other people and something dealing with her. She doesn't want anyone dragging her name through the mud, but she allows it to happen to others. And I'm not arguing with none of y'all. I said what I said. And bitch, what you said was some bullshit. It is not her responsibility to stop the public from acting like assholes. It's not. And she doesn't know if he fucked her. There's no way she could know if he fucked her. The only person that knows if they had sex is Klay and Lexi Brown. That's it. So the only other person that should be coming out saying, I didn't fuck Lexi Brown is Klay. That is not something that Megan needs to do. And the fact that the onus or responsibility is being put on her in any type of way is pissing me the fuck off. That doesn't mean I think y'all should be giving that girl death threats and all of that weird ass shit that y'all do on the internet. But a lot of times people just be talking shit and all you got to do is threaten their ass. Oh, you threatening me? Oh, let me screenshot this since you threatening me, ho. The fuck? Everybody's annoying me today. Girl, everybody, look. At the end of the day, the situation is not Megan's fault. Megan will be fine. Klay will be fine. Relationships don't always last. Under the current state of our culture, I think relationships are kind of hard pressed to stay together, right? Because we're training men to view themselves as, a sex machine that can just fuck whoever they want to fuck, and we're, training women to be, pure and save themselves for a man that they'll meet down the line somewhere. So I don't know how y'all think those two opposing ideals are gonna come together and create love and all of that, but it be bullshit, y'all. It be bullshit. Now, let's move on from there. Let's do an update because Nikki the influencer, who we talked about her in that abusive relationship that she was having with that man. Let me see. Was there another clip? Let me see.
Are you still?
Yeah, I just wanted to play this clip because we talked about it. Good, because I'm in a cussing mood today. I don't feel good, and the world is in shambles. Louisiana acting a fucking fool, and you hoes is on the internet pissing me off.
Still currently married?
Yes, we are still.
Because I heard you mention my husband and his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That situation, how did you even get in like with her? Because obviously, I mean, she has no business being around you if that's, you know, you got, that ain't your situation no more.
Yeah.
How did that incident happen between you guys?
So honestly, there's like so many women that I've found out that he's dealing with at the same time. A few of them are even married, and they know that about the domestic abuse. The young lady that I encountered on January 1st, I didn't really know her. I thought she was one of the other women when I walked into one of the places here in Houston. It's like a chess club. Somewhere it's 5 minutes away from the house that we were living here in downtown Houston. I had went out that night. Me and Stilly, we both go to this place. Often he's brought me to this place. When I got into the building, I saw my husband kissing another woman, and at that point, like hindsight, I thought like maybe I should have just walked out, but I didn't. I walked in and I sat on his lap, and I asked him, "Baby, are you okay?" And then she started to get loud and was like, "Yes, he's okay," and began to call me out of my name. My husband got embarrassed. He threw me on the floor inside of the place, and at that point, I was of course embarrassed because she began to mock me and say names like, oh, you know, B, that's what you get. He doesn't like you. And he stormed out of the building. When he stormed out of the building, I also gathered my things and got up to walk out, and she came behind me. When she came behind me, she started to threaten me, so I turned around and like pushed her face. When I did that, there was a scuffle, but I guess like the people in the place, they kind of split us up. At that moment, I was like, what am I doing? So I just rushed out of the building. When I rushed out of the building, you see in the other video that I posted where I approached my husband and tell him, she put her hands on me. In the back, she's saying already in agreement to her putting her hands on me. He also starts putting his hands on me. He slaps me in the face. He throws me on the ground.
So your husband and his girlfriend beating your ass when you caught them together. Oh.
Once I get up, I walk to try to find my phone in my purse and start heading to the car. When I do that, she also attacks me one more time and hits me in my eye. And at that point, my eye closes. I try to like reach towards her, and she punches me again, and my eye completely closes. When I leave the venue, I try to get in the car to find the HPD officer. I do find one. He tells me to stay in my car, that he's going to dispatch another officer. But we were literally 5 minutes away from the house, so I just told him that I was going to go wait at the house. For 3-4 months, I allowed a narrative to go around my family that I was stalking him and that I approached him and I, you know, assaulted him and his girlfriend. I had a severe injury that I had, my eye was closed.
That's the eye that you post, the video you posted on social media? Okay.
And I just sat in silence. And so I kind of always knew that I was going to release this story just because he's kind of an entertainer around Houston, and I needed to pull his mask off. I know that some people didn't agree with that, but I needed to pull his mask off to let others see what I've been seeing this entire time. It started with cheating.
I don't give a fuck what you ask.
Man, come on. That's how I feel right now listening to this shit.
And then when I would come to him about the cheating, then that's when the abuse would always start. I don't know if most people have saw another interview, but he basically said that it was kind of like cheating, and he was getting sick of me questioning him about his cheating, or, you know, or it was things that I didn't do correctly, then we would see the anger in the house. So I learned very early.
And there was cameras obviously in your home. Obviously, you may have known he was being recorded and he still continue to do it.
Yes. So I did get a lot of questions on social media where people were saying that I set up the cameras. Those cameras were purchased by my husband. They're all over our home.
I will never understand the way y'all blame women for getting like evidence that they're being dogged out. Like when Bambi recorded Scrappy because Scrappy likes to lie, right? And it was that whole thing with E-Money and them calling the police and all of that. And so she recorded because they like to lie. So she recorded it. And she put the recording out of him admitting that, you know, she didn't call the police or it wasn't her. And everybody gets mad at the woman for collecting evidence. And y'all do the same thing when it was a setup. If a nigga not putting his hands on you, I can't set him up to be shown putting his hands on you. You see what I'm saying? If he's not abusive, I won't get the evidence because he won't be abusive. You can tell when somebody is antagonizing a response, but to be very clear, I don't give a fuck. If you hit a woman and she recorded it, you're abusive to women and you got recorded being abusive towards women. I don't give a fuck if y'all feel like she set it up. The fuck is you talking about? He hit her. That is all that is important.
He's always had security cameras from what he told us and what I thought was for protection from the outside. But he knew those cameras was there.
What does life look like for you now?
Honestly, I want to go on a trail to save other women, honestly. Like, I'm a hairstylist here in Spring, Texas, and I travel also all throughout Houston. Shout out to all of my clients who've been supporting me through this entire thing. So
you could tell.
I also do content creation.
You could tell that he would be somebody that would hit her with knowing the cameras were there, because he don't care. I told y'all when we talked about it, he had a look on his face of like just aggravation and not like that. I don't give a fuck. Like, I know I just beat her up. I know it's on camera and I don't give a fuck. That was the look he had on his face. He beat her knowing he had cameras set up in the house. Oh, those are types of abusers. You got to put them in the dirt to get them to stop. Jail ain't enough. Yeah, pretty much.
As well, but that's not my objective right now. I honestly did a prayer 2 weeks ago and asked God to pivot me, and I didn't know how he was going to actually pivot me, but I can see after this story has been released that it's so many women that need to hear my story and come out of their domestic violence relationships.
Are you still currently married?
Yes, we are still.
I heard you mention my husband and his girlfriend. That situation.
Oh, Lord. Pray for the people, y'all. Pray for the women. Free yourself, girl. Go ahead and free yourself. Now, this is another clip I saw, y'all, and I wanted to watch this with y'all and discuss. Because, and just more evidence that you have to be careful, because this is the type of shit that people do.
Y'all, they got the cops coming because my child refused to come home with me, ran away from me. So I walked away because he's pulling away from me. I'm not about to keep fighting your big ass. What am I gonna do? Keep pulling on you to come after I'm begging you? So now I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. This is why I keep telling y'all, baby, I'm ready to walk the fuck away. Nah, I was just on the phone with them. Like, y'all don't know how fucking embarrassing this shit is. And I don't care how people look at me, but now he over here talking about he's scared, like I'm gonna hit him, like I be beating on my kid. Like, this shit is where, like, it's like, bro, it's fucking wild to me. Like, I don't get it. I'm tired. So, he ran away from me again. And I'm at the precinct because I had to call the cops again. So I told him to call his father. This time I need to prioritize my well-being so that I could be a good mom for this little boy. Like, this shit is turning me. I'm going to end up putting my hands on my kid, and that's not who I am. Like, the enemy is trying me real bad, so I just gotta take this stuff, go to court. That's what I'm saying. Then in court, you lying, saying, you feel me, my son wants to be with me, you telling him, you know, that he wants to be with me, and this is what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis on the outside. This shit is so embarrassing. But even the cops told me, like, at this point, I gotta protect myself, bro, because they gonna try and put me in jail. Like, this is wild. Like, so I won't have my baby this weekend. Y'all, they got the cops coming because my child refused to come home with me, ran away from me. So I walked away because he's pulling away from me. I'm not about to keep fighting your big.
Okay, so the comments, because this is a mother who broke down after the police were called because her son refused to go home with her. To me, what it sound like, and I'm looking at the comments, somebody said, this is crazy. She been going through it for so long. I'm convinced her baby daddy is really brainwashing his son. Meanwhile, he's smoking weed, drinking, and hanging out in the same room as his child while on live. This the type of shit that the kids get taken by CPS or one of them go to jail. So it sound like the child is being turned against her, and it's a boy child. So it's easier to do with boy children. It's not as easy to do with girl children all the time. Girl children be like, yeah, nah, nigga, I saw what you was doing. I saw how you was talking to my mama. I don't like you like that neither. But boys will be quick to see, if they daddy put it in their head, I feel like they'll be quick to kind of side with their dad, because boys will sometimes feel the same ownership over their mothers as their fathers do. I don't like that shit. If I ain't gonna lie, if I had a son that was something I would cut out immediately. I'm grown. I don't know what you think going on here. I don't belong to you. You don't control nothing I do. That's weird. Okay? Don't be talking to me like I'm your fucking girlfriend or something like that, and you don't need to be talking to no girl like that. Better get yourself together. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. I would be an asshole just saying old sayings that even was corny when my parents said it to my kid. I'd probably be saying all kind of dumbass shit. Hey for horses. Hey for horses. It's all kind of stupid shit, child. Oh Lord, you lucky I ain't got no child. So when I tell y'all, I don't know. I was thinking about this today, like. Cause sometimes I be watching this lady who talk about regretful parents on TikTok. I don't know if y'all ever seen that white lady just like really dryly read a letter about from women that hate being moms or regret being moms. And this one lady told a story about how the husband was like allowing the son to abuse her. I think we talked about that. And he thought he was punishing her by getting custody. That lady said she living her best life since that nigga got custody. She don't answer the phone. She said, nigga, I'll see you when it's my turn to see him, in supervised visits. I'll see you then, nigga. Get off me. Get out of my way. I'm going out the country. I feel like you got to do that sometimes. I feel like men, I think, are able to walk away from being parents so easily that I think once a lady have a baby, like, you know how they be having the women on TikTok that be like, the first 6 months after I had the baby, it was all on my husband. It was all on the baby day. Yeah, that need to be something that's put in all of the brochures. Oh, you want to have babies, nigga? You want to fuck and bust inside me, nigga? Please know it's going to be your responsibility to secure the baby, okay, for the first 6 months after I finish going through pushing a child out of my womb, bringing a spirit into this world, bitch. I need rest and rejuvenation. My body need to heal. My spirit my insides need to come back together. Yeah, that baby gonna be your responsibility. And if at any point you make me feel like that's not gonna happen, we not having no fucking kids. That's how I would handle it if I was a young woman out here, thinking about that. Y'all really gotta start having more ridiculous terms, because it's really not ridiculous, but because of the way we are groomed to think about men and how much work we should actually be giving them, right? And y'all know how some niggas are. They'll kill your baby so that they can prove that they shouldn't be left responsible with it. Like, what? I didn't know I couldn't throw the baby against the wall because it wouldn't stop crying. I'm just saying. That's why you got to be sure. And then these type of situations, y'all, I really do believe that the son is being turned against the mom. I do. And that right there, I feel like that's probably one of the most heartbreaking things that you could do to a mother. You know what I'm saying? To a parent, period. But sometimes I feel like men think everybody turning somebody against them. And it's like, no, nigga, you just a terrible person. Yeah. Like, I ain't gotta turn nobody against you, bruh. And then when you start naming shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time you showed up for just some regular shit? When you hang with that kid or level with him or spend time with him, I'm busy. Okay, well then what the fuck we talking about then, man? Whatever your excuse is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm a firm believer if, get them kids up. Get them kids up. I feel like not realistic. Hey, listen, I don't know if you meant that, what I just said about them taking care of the baby for the most part on their own for the first 6 months. Like, yeah, you wake up and you feed the baby and shit, right? You pump milk and all of that. You do all of that. But who waking up when the baby crying? Him. Who gonna have the baby most of the time? Him. What you gonna be doing? Sleeping. What you gonna be doing? Resting. So that you can produce fucking milk. So that your body could heal. That's what you should be doing. And if anybody feel like that is too, unrealistic, I would suggest that you not have children. I'm being real. And I'm not saying that because, I feel like you're not equipped. No, I'm saying that y'all have to start raising the expectations so that the children will have a better situation. Because to me, not making niggas prove that they really want to do that shit is a part of the problem. And niggas, they'll lie. So don't forget that. Don't forget they'll lie. They'll be like, yeah, babe, I'm going to do all that. I'm going to be there. You heard me? I got you. I'm on it. And they might do a little bit, and then month 2, punking out, bitching up. And I just want y'all to keep that shit in mind because not only is it hard raising children, when you have a fucked up ass co-parent, but also they will make you hate your kid. And that is a terrible, terrible thing. Terrible, terrible thing, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I saw another clip, y'all, from last week that I couldn't fit into the show, and I wanted to play for y'all because I wanted to listen to it. I wanted to listen to it. Oh, y'all saw Jermaine Jackson got a rape case? Oh, girl, I'm trying real hard not to talk to y'all about Michael Jackson again. Because every day, when I tell y'all my timeline is about 25% of y'all posting shit about Michael Jackson, that it just kind of like, it makes me uncomfortable. Like the amount of, I just sit and I think about him and he was just so amazing and he was just the best. And I was watching Erica De Niro. She was talking about how children love Michael Jackson. Children love Michael Jackson. And I'm just like, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You're right. Children do love Michael Jackson. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting that the music he made, the vibe that he created was one that attracted prepubescent children? Isn't that interesting? I'm looking, hold up. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not. But I thought that it's just been on my mind, bitch. Every other post is y'all, trying to act like, we're debunking all the lies about Michael Jackson. Every other fucking post. Every other post, half truths. Just a little bit of the story, not the whole thing. Not even having the capability of backing away and really looking at the shit. It's unnerving. I'm sorry, y'all. It's unnerving. I did appreciate how y'all was talking in them comments, though. I was reading some of y'all comments, on my last video, and I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like a relief that some people are not being like, because to me, that's very scary. Like, if I'm telling y'all for real, I found it. For real, like how this shit makes me feel, it makes me feel really scared. Like that people think like that about somebody that they don't know. Just because they created really, great music, that you would then turn around and like not recognize how much of their persona is a manipulation so that they can get away with the shit that they do behind the scenes. And there'll be all of this evidence and people will still be like, he's innocent, he's innocent. And it would be one thing if, you know, that was the whole conversation, but that's never the whole conversation. And it's just like, it's constantly being brought up. Y'all can't just enjoy the music. That's the thing that was making me mad, because people's main argument is, oh, it was good. We just enjoy the music. We just enjoy the art. We just wanted to see da 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 da. And I'm like, then why is the movie being made creating an influx of y'all spreading misinformation and acting like everything has been debunked about what happened back then? Why are y'all doing that? Stop fucking doing that. That's where I'm getting creeped out, because to me, that is no different than how people are ignoring the stories that we're hearing about the Epstein files and everybody involved. How y'all act about Diddy and everybody involved. Like that's what that feels like to me. And when I really think about it, Michael Jackson was friends with Donald Trump. Michael Jackson was cool as fuck with R. Kelly. Michael Jackson, I believe, the way I feel about him, the way I see him as one of those pedophiles that felt like they loved the children, I feel like he's one of those. And I really do think that he said it out of his mouth, and people just, and that's scary to me, y'all. I'm sorry. It's very, very scary to me for there to be like so much blatant shit right in front of your face that's saying this person is not safe. Even down to the way he looked, it was becoming apparent that the nigga was not safe. And y'all are like online in response to his movie. Y'all not just dancing and shit. I wish y'all was. I wish y'all was just moonwalking and shit and creating little cute Michael Jackson type videos. I wish that is what I was seeing, versus all of these videos of y'all in the comments talking about he was innocent, talking bad about those people that accused him. That shit is making me extremely uncomfortable. Extremely uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Okay, so I had saw this last week, and I wanted to listen to it and have a conversation, because y'all know that, oh boy, what's his name? Umar Johnson. He, you know, I'm the king of Pan-Africanism, always telling y'all some dumb shit. Again, half-truths mixed with lies, misinformation. He another one that I feel like that promotes a conservative Republican undertone, right? All this pro-black shit, but the way they look at women and the way they look at structure, hierarchical structure, just trying to replace the white man, not trying to correct the system in itself, but just to be like the white man. That's what the you know, most of these niggas want to do. That's what the king of Pan-Africanism wants to do. So let's get into this.
I have a question. If Africans don't get along with other Africans in Africa, and Caribbeans don't get along with other Caribbeans in the Caribbean islands, why are Black Americans expected to get along with everyone Black in America? Can somebody help me understand that? Because it seems like there's one big double standard. And it seems
right, it's always our fault.
to me like the expectation for Pan-Africanism is only one-sided. Let me know.
I think that's how we feel a lot of the time.
I have a question.
As somebody that has traveled out of the country, other nations of Black people do not often see African Americans as their people. They view us as Americans. They view Americans as ignorant. Let me respond to this, because people be new here. Excuse me? Until you believe Jay-Z is guilty, then we could talk about that. Excuse me? I'll talk about a live nigga, a dead nigga, a almost dead nigga, a old nigga, a young nigga, a pregnant nigga. I'll talk about any nigga I want to talk about. But you trying to identify me as a hypocritical person? Oh, no. You have me fucked up. I have consistently said how I felt about Jay-Z. People were upset with me because of what I said about Jay-Z, which is that we want to try to ignore the fact that Jay-Z was a terrible human being, but I will not. I often speak about how I feel like his response to that last lawsuit made me feel like he was guilty of something and he was trying to scare people from ever trying to come forward about him again by attacking the lawyer. I said that as well. And also, you right. I am more creeped out behind somebody fucking kids than somebody selling drugs. You right. You are right. But I never said he didn't do it. I never said he didn't do it. Never said that. Actually was one of the few people that felt like the way he responded gave guilt. Not me, bitch. Somebody else. Somebody else. Not me, girl. Not me, bitch. It wasn't me. Maybe it was somebody else. Let me read some of the comments from this Pan-African post. Because they benefit from being connected to us, not the other way around, sadly. Pan-Africanism has always... That's not true. If they actually... That's not true. I don't think it just goes one way when it comes to who benefits. I think for African Americans that are trying to become citizens of the world and are trying to expand their perspective, I absolutely feel like having connections to people in Africa is of benefit, but it has to be the right type of people, just like it needs to be the right type of people over here. That's why I said I don't do nativism. I don't do that tribal shit that just because we share blood or just because we look alike or just because we might share some of the same ideals, that means that we're going to be in community in a way that I want to be in community with you. That's not going to always be the case. That's not going to always be the case. Especially because I have been in community with people that look like me, that say they share my same ideals and feelings, and they have still turned out to be not that. So no, like, and even me getting along with people, that's not good enough either for me to really trust a person or really think that that person is a good person. I need for you to have certain like characteristics as an individual, as a person. And the older I get, the more steadfast I am on that. So no, it ain't about where you from, what your skin color. It's about the type of person you are. Now, based on, and I will judge you superficially. I absolutely will judge you superficially, because as much as they want you to say, believe that, oh, don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes don't judge a book by its cover. But sometimes absolutely read the cover so you can know what's going on inside the book. Hello. There's a lot of information on the cover. Read it. That's all I'm saying. Now, every time, no, because sometimes somebody could put a different paper on top of a hardback book, right? You get a hardback book and you put the paper on top like the old Harry Potter books, bitch. I could put the wrong cover on this book. But most times, especially books nowadays, you get a softback book, you can't do that, because whatever is on top of the book, that's what's in the book, bitch. So there's that. So I can't do the tribalism, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm definitely on you for your mindset, your ideals, how you treat other people. That's what I'm on your ass about. Y'all can keep all that other shit. All right, so let's move on. There was more, but also like I had stuff from like last week that I didn't get into since we was talking about Jay-Z.
My name is...
Why y'all keep wanting to be? I know y'all want money. Y'all want money. That's what it is. That's the only reason. I'm not saying you shouldn't want money. You are entitled to money when your daddy is a billionaire and he out here having kids. No, nigga, you are entitled. That's how that goes. You put sperm in bitches, create babies, they are entitled to your wealth. That's how it goes.
Letitia Mesa from Cambridge Valley. My mom, her name is Lisa Mesa. She has multiple sclerosis. I've been hearing that Jay-Z was my father all my life. There's no way that he can deny anything, especially when people were there that know him. And we was there, he just looked at me and he was like, Dad. They even was in my living room. He was talking to my mom. I was gonna leave it alone. They brought me one of those ancestry tests. Finally, I get some type of answers. He knows that I exist. My name.
Okay. So this is the second person that I've seen to say that they are Jay-Z's offspring. I don't know. I guess I do understand feeling entitled, but I also, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times, like, look how these people be. Like, men will have had sex with these women, leave them with babies, and then those women will be in dire straits, and those men will be some fucking where being a billionaire, living a fabulous life with a wife and kids that don't have to worry about where they gonna eat and where they gonna lay their head and all of that type of shit. So to me, I feel like that is unfair. I don't like that. I don't think you should be able to have children and leave them to struggle while you go and create a better life with somebody else. I think that's fucked up. Okay? I feel like it is possible. Some of the comments, okay? I feel like her and the other guy who says that that is his dad, they should do a test to see if they're connected. I wonder if Jay-Z wasn't a billionaire, would they have the same energy? Probably. If he was a millionaire, if he was a thousandaire, if he was some, like, people be looking for their parents. The fuck is y'all talking about? People are obsessed with Jay-Z. That, and I think Jay-Z was out here fucking people in the 90s. Y'all need to be mad at y'all moms, because if that was my baby daddy, everybody would know, would have knew. You say that, but based on what we know about Jay-Z, girl, you could have got threatened. You could have got threatened and then you scared. So shut up. Don't say what you would have done. You don't know. This is old. Why is it that her mom is deceased? Because the guy claiming to be his son, his mom is also deceased. Things that make you go, what? Why is it that her mom is deceased? Are you asking us why her mom is dead? See, I don't know what y'all want us to say. I don't know what you want me to say to that, sir. Anyway, it doesn't say how old she is. This is something from No Skip T. I have not seen this story. I normally believe when stories come up like this, they are lies. I'm not even going to front on y'all. I do. I think like everybody else be thinking, oh, that's a lie. But I am saying it's a possibility because niggas be out here fucking. I don't know. I wasn't with Jay-Z with his dick all the time. I don't know. Shit. I ain't never been with that man and his dick, so I don't know what he was doing. I can't tell you if he fucked that lady and impregnated her. I don't know. Shit. And then he was online. Hold up. Oh, girl, I need to unsave that shit. That is disgusting. I am tired of seeing that. Hold up. Jay-Z was just online because, you know, he trying to repair his image because he saw the way we was talking about him. Now he coming up here talking to us again. Since you brought him up.
People all the time, never fight against the future. Future's coming. Artists, they were trying to recreate something that was already done, but they're not connected to it like that. They're not living it and breathing it. They were fighting against gravity as opposed to telling their story. We needed that other side. We needed to hear about what happens when you've had 4 successful albums. What happens? What is that feeling like? How do you make the next one? How did you get in the studio? How are your kids? How do you interact with them as this hip hop dad? But if you're trying to make young music and you're not young, it's gonna be inauthentic and people can feel that. You can smell it. So the best thing that anyone can do, like going through music, is to tell their story and just keep creating from that space. I love what the Clips are doing right now and how it's authentic to them. And they're telling the story about their mom and dad who just passed away and how deep that is, with John Legend singing on the chorus, and everything that they've been through is an authentic display, a piece of classic material that it could have came out 96 or come out 2026. It still feels the same because it's real and it's authentic to who they are. I tell people all the time.
Yeah, I like this. Of course, I agree with this. this has been a critique that I've made of his music for the past 20 years now, that I've really, because I remember when the Black album came out, that's when I really got on Jay-Z. Prior to that, New Orleans was not on like New York rap like that. Like you had to really, really be big for us to be paying attention. And we did know certain songs, but it didn't, we weren't really like checking for Jay-Z just yet. Up until Big Pimpin' and Can I Get a Fuck? Yeah, but I'm not listening to a whole album. When the Black album came out, I actually listened to a whole album. That made me go back, listen to the blueprints. Then, ever since then, if he ever comes out with a project, I'm on it. I have seen him live multiple times. Like, I actually enjoy him as an artist because of his ability to grow in his music and tell me where he is in his life now. And that to me is one of the best things about him, was his ability to grow within the music. I also attribute that to Beyonce. I think he attributes that to Beyonce because Beyonce's search for growth as a woman led him to search for growth as a man. However, representation of that growth would be being accountable for your actions, not doing so much harm. So I don't know, but I guess time will tell with Mr. Jay-Z. Now let's go ahead and get into actually we're gonna take a quick break, and when I come back, we're gonna get into Porsha and Cheyenne Bryant and David Celeste. And then I'm gonna get out of here because the Ooh Ladies First panel is coming out in an hour and a half. All right, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right the back.
Reset by Design Wellness. You done it again. You done it again. It's been 2 days back since my vacation to Bali, hosted by Reset by Design Wellness. And when I tell you I had the time of my life, it's hard to put in words. There was definitely luxury, comfort, vulnerability. Because listen, when it came to the wellness part, I just want to shout out to BondyBlue for giving us all the opportunity by advertising, because we know how hard it is to get these Black companies off the ground. And it's so beautiful to see Ty grow with Reset by Design Wellness. But Bali was such an experience. And I also went on Thailand. That was last year. And I can't even say which one I like better. I can't even say. All I can say is, like, you get the bang for your buck. You get the bang for your buck. Everything is planned out for you when it comes to food, excursions, the wellness part. We had sound baths, we had therapy, meditation, yoga, breath work, everything that I needed to take home with me. And I'm so full. I'm so full. My inner child is happy. My inner child is so happy. The pictures are beautiful. I have a lot of memories to look back on. And I'm not disappointed. I don't think I'm ever.
Okay, so we need to do that again. I need another retreat. The trip was so fun. I don't know if y'all have seen the vlogs I've posted, but we had a really great time in Thailand. We're supposed to be going to Vietnam next year. And yeah, check down below in the description box if you want to come with us on our next retreat in September to Mauritius in Africa. I can't wait. This is a beautiful, beautiful part of Africa. So this should be very, very interesting, you guys. I hope y'all will sign up and come along with us. Reset by Design Wellness does the best trips. We don't play about you and the experience that you have when you come with us. So let's go ahead and get into the next topic. Let's do Cheyenne. Let's do Cheyenne and then we'll do Porsha. It's raining, y'all. I'm trying to hurry up so I can eat something. Okay. Girl, Cheyenne was on the internet running it. Why is it that they don't have any videos of her on all of the posts are just like reads? Like, I don't want to read. I want you to tell me what you're talking about. Okay, here goes one. Hold up. So I think, Okay, Cheyenne Bryant says she no longer practices under a license, says I have more freedom and leverage with my clients. I saw that. Hold up. What's the other one? Y'all agree? Dr. Cheyenne Bryant seemingly suggests that side chicks have more power than the wife, claims men marry the crumb and want the loaf. All right, let's listen to what I mean, this is not new information. I would say that depending on a man, I think in the system, it's on Jamie's channel. The system that we live in does place more value on where the man decides the value goes. So, for instance, Martell Holt absolutely valued his side chick more than his wife. She had more power than his wife. That's what we saw. Okay? However, is that the case in every situation? Absolutely not. There are some people that have never really left their wives. We don't know them because they're not on reality TV. But there are a lot of people out there who the husbands have, cheated and they was not leaving their wife because their wife knew where the bodies were buried. He would lose too much money, didn't want to break up the image, doesn't really want to be in a relationship with the side chick because the side chick is the person that he gets with to make himself feel better. So she's not somebody he can actually place his life on like he can do with his wife. We're gonna listen to what she got to say, but I don't necessarily disagree, girl, but let's just see how you put it.
I said this on Shannon Sharp's interview as well, that what I have found in my field of 18 years is that when a womanizer, because that's what he is, who has a side chick, when a womanizer has a side piece, side chick, whatever you want to call it, oftentimes, if not almost all the time, the wife can tell when they break up. The wife can tell when they're having problems.
Yeah, she be knowing. Why? Well, back in the day.
Because they show it. Hold on, because he comes home in a disposition that is uneasy. He's not as loving and nurturing and joyful when he walks in that door. Now that's unfortunate, but that is facts. When him and the side chick just got off their trip or conversation, or she's able to keep him company, entertain him all day long, he comes home in a better mood. And let me go further. I've had some clients.
I think that's across the board. That if you somebody that really doesn't want to be monogamous, not being monogamous makes you happier. Like, okay? But I also feel like what she's about to say next.
And many, too many actually, who have actually wives who have said, I'm actually okay with him having her. Even if he knows that I'm not okay with it, I let it ride.
Kendra.
Because she makes this household easier.
Peaceful.
Because, hold on.
And I've heard men say that cheating on their wives is maintenance. And I kind of understand this to a certain degree because I don't feel like monogamy is natural. I feel like it's something we force ourselves to do. And something we decide to do. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand that it's not natural and it takes people really wanting to do that. But also what she was going to say, and I'm going to let her finish, she'll say it eventually, is that men also enjoy cheating on you. They enjoy lying to you. They enjoy the game of it. That part.
My wife also is tuned out, tapped out, and turned off from him as well. See, men think they're moving in a way, and you think sometimes a wife is just so in love and wants you. Sometimes she's there because you paying bills and you providing. And she knows that leaving you means she has to fend for herself. Or she can't fend at all. So sometimes she's okay with you having that side chick when you think you sneaking. Because really, some of y'all cheating, not because you even want to fuck the side bitch. It's really because you like to sneak.
That's a fact.
Hold on. And you wouldn't even have a side chick if you weren't married. You only have the side chick because being deviant and cheating is what turns you on.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So getting over on the woman. Getting one up on the woman. What do I always tell y'all? That's all it's all about all the time.
Half y'all.
Absolutely. Everybody does need to be aware. And that's where all of the unethical shit comes into play. Because niggas want to be able to put women in these things where they get to do what they want to do, but the women can't do what they want to do. And so the women are then also conditioned to feel like they want monogamy more than the man does. That's how I feel. I feel like monogamy is a lot of times conditioning. And because people live in extremes. So if one person for your whole life is how y'all think the shit's supposed to go, then you would imagine somebody fucking somebody every other day on the other end of that, when that's not necessarily the case. It more so looks like what your life looks like anyway. You'll be with a few people throughout your life. You'll have a few, relationships throughout your life that either will be serious, or you might have several just casual ones. It just depends on the person. And then we could get into, like the safety and all of that. That's another conversation. But essentially, most people are not with the same person from the time they get into a relationship as a young person until the day that they die. That's not normally how that happens. Most of the time, you have a few lovers, a few relationships, a few connections. That is what is actually happening. That's what's actually normal. We decide that we should be marrying somebody and being, monogamous and just with that person. And also out of a need to protect ourselves from STDs, but then also about emotional enmeshment, ownership, control. Having to feel like, you don't want to share. I don't want to share. I don't want to share. That type of shit. A person is not something that you get to dictate whether you share them or not. In real life, a person is connected to other people. Maybe not sexually, but people are connected to other people. And I have found that in relationships where people are controlling and they, force this monogamy thing, this control thing, they also do that with other people in your life, which is why women so often will drop all of their friendships when they get into a relationship with a man. Because everything becomes about that one person. It's this monopolizing of a person's energy. And I don't feel like that's actually healthy. I feel like it's kind of gray. Like lacking of color. Because I think that having relationships, I don't think you can say monogamy is natural. I don't think you can say monogamy is natural. I don't. For the exact reason that I just named. Because most people don't only be with one person for the entire life. Saying that it's natural for some, but not for everybody. No, it's easy for some. And it's not easy for others. That's what you mean. But it being natural would indicate that it's something that you don't have to be taught. And to me, you have to be taught that. You have to be taught that there's something wrong with you liking more than just one person. You have to be taught that there's shame and you spreading yourself around. You have to be taught that you're going to be hurt if you allow too many people to have access to you. You have to be taught those things. So that to me is why I don't consider it natural. I'm going to let her finish.
Off of I'm unhappy and my wife. No, bruh. You wouldn't have a side chick if you didn't have a wife. You don't want her. And half y'all don't want your wife. Because you marry the crumb and really go screw the loaf. Half y'all settle for what's safe and you want the bad chick. But you don't want the bad chick because you're the bad chick gonna do you wrong and bad like you doing her. And you can't handle it because you're too damn weak. So you marry the crumb and you go screw the loaf. And the loaf is your side chick. So that's why men fall in love with their loaf. They fall in love with their side chick. I believe you're saying, I said this on.
Let's see. It's natural for some of us. Maybe we are the weirdos. No, it's not even that I'm saying it. It's not, y'all. It's not natural. Like natural to innate and natural to me mean the same thing when we say it, because essentially it's something that does happen in nature. Absolutely, right? Like there are animals that are monogamous, I'm guessing. Very few, but there are some, right? I guess. To me, humans are not. I think if it was not pushed on us, we would not be monogamous, in my opinion. And I'm saying that because even if you are to be with just one person while in the relationship with that person, you would not, most people would not be in one relationship for their entire lives. People die, people grow. You know what I'm saying? Niggas used to go to war. Like it never has happened that way. And to me, I think you have to start thinking in terms of what is happening and not what you think should be happening. Yeah, religion, I don't think religion is natural either. I think the need to connect things and connect to each other, is how we think that we are naturally creating religion, when really no, you naturally feel the need to connect and to find meaning in your life. That's the natural thing. That's what our brains are doing. Um, what else? Um, Yeah, it's not. Monogamy is not compatible with the evolution in nature. It's not. Because it actually is like women having sex to decide which one is the best, like which sperm hits the best, right? Because if you just get with one person, if he has weak sperm, then we don't have more people. So if you just have, a woman will have sex with multiple men, then out of one of those men, somebody will get her pregnant, and then you have more people. Every man is not getting every woman pregnant. Y'all know that, right? So that's another reason why monogamy is not natural to us as humans, because we would not grow as much as we did if we acted like that. If we just lived with one person for your whole life. And that is what monogamy is trying to accomplish. Y'all being with the same person forever for your whole life. And I just kind of feel like that is not what actually ends up happening, even if you are married to somebody. Most people don't die at the same time. Most people, women outlive men usually by between 15 to 30 years, a woman will outlive her husband. So, you know what I'm saying? Or how boys are treated very early on. Boys are treated very taught very early on to be with as many women as possible. And the girls are taught to just find one. That's not gonna happen. So as everybody's aging, the boys are gonna have sex. They're not gonna be with just one girl for their whole life normally. But yes, all of this shit is made up, y'all. I know y'all people don't be wanting to like deal with the fact that everything is made up, but everything is made up. Even monogamy, it's all made up. It's all made up, girl. And that's okay to admit. And it's a case, to choose. It is something to choose for yourself. I'm not saying don't choose it if that's what you want. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with you if you are monogamous. But what I am saying is the way people act like monogamy is the base. They feel like if you're not monogamous, something is wrong with you. When the truth of the matter is, what we're actually seeing in front of us is most people are not monogamous because they do not stay with the same person their entire lives. That is what I say. And I would actually go far in order to agree with the monogamy is unnatural. I think a lot of women don't want, not gonna say don't want, but I think a lot of women don't actually recognize how far our brainwashing goes. Because as women, we connect keeping our coochie to ourselves, to our womanhood, to our personhood, to our value. We can act like we don't, but we do. I still do. So I know you do, bitch. Okay? Having a small number of niggas that have had access to me is absolutely a flex still, because niggas embarrass you. So it's still a flex, okay? But essentially, the attitude of that is that when women have had access to a lot of men, that she's not as valuable. We have to let that go. And also with that, you know what I'm saying, is the mentality that monogamy is natural for people. Child, I believe that asexuality is probably more natural than monogamy. Like, not wanting to have sex is, to me, more natural than people wanting to be with one person their entire lives. But let's continue on with more from Joe Budden and Cheyenne.
But let me tell you something. If I'm your wife and you come in this house and you tell me, baby, listen, yes, I cheated on you, but let me explain to you, sweetheart. Let me explain to you, beautiful, that I assessed for risk before I cheated on you. I thought about everything and calculated all of this. And when I did the math, it added up that there's a bigger probability that I won't get caught. You think I'm going to look at you and say,
Nobody
thank
that,
you. So what I'm saying is that...
Y'all, Ish started wearing glasses.
And when I did the math...
Ish started wearing glasses after Mark got there. That nigga trying to be smarter. You could tell. He be like, not screaming as much no more. I be like, look at Ish trying to grow up, because Mark be up there embarrassing your ass. This right here, Amethyst Simone, this is it right here. It's easier on the nervous system to comply after so much socialization. I agree. Like, in me personally, I'm somebody that I could recognize that I'm complying with certain things And I will be weighing it. But to me, I do recognize that this is something that is being put on me, and I'm falling for whatever it is. I know people are not always cognizant of how they think. That's something I'm just now finding out, that people are not always assessing how they think. Like, they don't think about why they think the way they think. They just think. I actually assess my thought process.
Before I cheated on you, I thought about everything and calculated all of this. And when I did the math, it added up that there's a bigger probability that I won't get caught. You think I'm gonna look at you and say,
Nobody
thank
do
you.
that, Cheyenne.
So what I'm saying is that means that when you take the act of cheating, you are already saying loud and clear, I don't give a fuck about getting caught, and I don't care about losing you.
We could agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Because I think the people in this room will disagree with you.
That's fine. I don't care about the people. What I'm saying is, how can you tell me that you stepped out on me, but you cared about getting caught? And that means you cared about my heartbreak. You cared about my dismantle. That is bullshit. You can't do you. Those two can't coexist. Ish, how can I tell you I'm in
I actually disagree with her.
love with you, I'm committed to you, but I just had sex with your homeboy? How can that coexist?
Yeah,
that's why not your homeboy.
Let me wait. You know what you just did?
Not the homeboy.
You took it to another level. You took it to another level. You could say to your dude, yo, I was in New York City, and if you get caught, I was in New York City, and I slipped, whatever.
I slipped. You know what? Yeah.
Can we move on?
Can we move on?
I got a question for you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No.
I'm just not going to be here long.
No,
I was saying. Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, yeah. In relationships, you said you don't cheat.
I don't.
What is your big relationship flaw?
Ish, I hear you, but let me tell you something. If I'm your wife and you come in this house and you tell me, baby, listen, yes, I cheated on you, but let me explain to you, sweetheart. Let me explain to you, beautiful, that I assessed for risk before I cheated on you. I thought about everything.
No, you don't say any of that shit. You don't say any of that shit. But that's stupid, okay? You don't say that, okay? But to be honest, to act as if just because somebody cheat on you, they don't care about getting caught, I don't believe that that's true. I'm sorry. Because I do believe monogamy is exclusive with one person at a time. I believe you're essentially saying it's okay to explore. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. I want you to do whatever you want to do. I want y'all to be monogamous if that's what makes y'all feel safe in your body, bitch. I'm not, girl, I would never tell you to be out here with all of these niggas out here, girl. Ugh. Yuck. But I don't want us to keep assigning purity to it. Assigning purity to it, assigning value to it means judging women when they're not living in that space. And we do that, very much so. In this situation, I don't agree with her, though. I actually agree with the men on this. I do believe that just because you cheat on somebody doesn't mean that you don't care if you get caught. Because I have seen people that don't want to get caught. Guess what they don't do? They don't get caught. A lot of times, they don't get caught. And I see women that just know that the shit be happening because they feeling the spidey senses and shit. But they never actually get any evidence. Child, that happened to me one time. I was with a nigga. I know that nigga was cheating on me. I know that nigga was cheating, but the evidence was so circumstantial. And he would never admit it, right? I still felt like I got cheated on, though, if you tell me. But yeah, I definitely feel like when people care about getting caught, it's because they want to keep you from doing what you want to do. They want to control your response. It doesn't mean that, oh, I just don't care. That's why I'm saying that. Because when people do that, it's because they're just trying to control your response. They want to keep you. They don't want you to leave them. So they do care about getting caught, but they're still going to, get the nut off. They're going to get the attention from the other person. They're going to do it. And they're going to assess the risk. And some of them are not going to care about the risk. They're going to fuck the girl without a condom and everything. She'll be a random. She might be a prostitute. Like, oh boy. What's that nigga name, y'all? Neo? Yeah, Neo like to get prostitutes pregnant. Sex workers and shit. And hey, I don't judge the sex workers. Y'all know I'm pro-sex work, okay? But I also feel like I don't know every sex worker if she up on her stats like she should be, bitch. I don't know. It feels like she will put herself in more harm's way being a sex worker, okay? All right. So as a woman, I would probably feel like, nigga, I'm gonna need for you to wear a condom. Cause what type? Yeah, you a sex worker. You not wearing a condom with Neo, then that means you not wearing a condom with some of them other ones neither. Bitch, that's nasty. You could have gave me something. Are y'all out of y'all fucking minds?
Like everybody.
I may. Oh Lord, not playing that. Hold up. Monogamy seems out of sync with the levels of basic discipline and common sense portrayed by men. I agree. Most of them. These days, though, a lot of them too tired to cheat. A lot of these niggas is stressed out these days, child. But either way, girl, I think that's all the clips I had on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And then I heard her explain about her license. Girl, she not licensed. Girl, she ain't got no license. That's it. She ain't got no license. And you don't necessarily need a license to do what she does. So there's that. Right? So let's move on. Let's talk about Porsha. I haven't watched the whole thing, y'all, but we do have some clips to get through. And so let's just hear. Let's just see. Let's just, see what's going on with Porsha. Okay? Did we talk about this? Porsha on when she discovered she was into girls? I think we talked about this one. There were more clips though. Girl, I already know you've been liking the girls. I already know. Middle school, bitch. Okay. K Michelle. Porsha thinks K Michelle may have first season regrets once everything airs. Situation with Drew may not work in her favor. Ooh, was you picking on Drew, K Michelle?
Hard on K Michelle. I just say this. In general, as a person, in any space, you could be at work, there could be a family member, it could be a friend. If you are in any group and you are talking to somebody and they don't have a heart to understand you, they don't want to understand you, it could be for whatever reason, ratings or want to be right or just want to see you as wrong, they're never going to understand. They're never going to actually say out loud, oh, I understand, because they're too busy trying to do something else, whatever that else may be. So I said, okay, cool. So at this point, I know what
I'm confused.
else happens in the season. And although she's funny and she's adorable, I don't know how it's going to go over. I don't think that what was happening with her and Drew is going to go over as well as maybe she thinks it will. I don't. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think that when she looks back at this first season, she'll probably be like, oh, I probably chose the wrong team. And I probably should have gone about things in a more authentic way.
You think the team that she chose in the Shamia, Pinky,
What's wrong with Carlos, y'all? Is it just me that felt like, hold up, wait a minute. Carlos, what you did?
No, because I wasn't privy to those conversations.
Carlos looked like he did something.
I wasn't, not a part of it. You know what
tweak.
I mean? But I think that she is a cool girl, but Housewives isn't that. Housewives, at the root of what our fans want to see, back in the day when you were producing this show, it's about what's honest. And if you're talking to someone, we wish somebody would apologize to us back in the day. We used to be like, Sam, can you just apologize? Can you just understand you hurt my feelings? And you still wouldn't get an apology, or whatever it was. And if you had an issue with somebody, it was a real damn issue. You felt it. You really felt it. And so that's what this is. It's not like little knick-knack, paddywhack, let me just drag this bitch for a bone. No. We used to have, we used to have real stuff going on. So when it comes to the audience looking at the show and they're like, she said she was sorry. Even if she did do it, she apologized and you still riding it, this looks like you're trying to drag it. This looks like you're doing the most. And so, but it's her first season. She was already an established star. She will be a star far beyond this show. She will have a great career on this show. I just think that this season will probably be a learning lesson for K Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah. Hard on K Michelle. I'll just say this. In general, as a person, in any space, you could be at work, there could be a family member, it could be a friend. If you are in any group and you are talking to somebody and they don't have a heart to understand you, they don't want to understand you, it could be for whatever reason, ratings or want to be
I think what she's saying is that K. Michelle was not very agreeable. And I think we could see that because K. Michelle kind of creates a narrative in her mind, and that's where she runs with it. Once she gets to that space, once she decides that it's something, it doesn't matter what anybody says. Just like I think what she's responding to is how K. Michelle accepted her apology. She apologized in that last episode, and then K. Michelle turned around and still was throwing shade in the confessionals. So it's giving, it's somebody that wants to have a problem because they're doing it for TV. That's basically what her long ass roundabout way of saying is that K. Michelle decided to come on the show and act a fool to make sure that she was good or she was, giving what needed to be gave, and it played her in the end. And we know people do that all the time. They come on the show, they do too fucking much. The fans eat their ass up. They either come back and they be better the next season or they don't come back. So that was one. Where's the other one?
And there may be 60% of people who just are determined to say, nope, you stole him. He was legally married. That's what you did, and that's what it is. And so I just paid that cost. Like, it is what it is. I just have to continue on living my life. That's one of the burdens of being a reality star, and people don't really want to hear all the truth. They really want to hear what's sensationalized. They really want to hear that. It's people who walk around all day. It's women on our show, Housewives of Atlanta, who were going through divorce and who are still dating. It's men who are going through divorce that are celebrities and they're still dating. But, I get crucified. So it is what it is. I own it and I've moved on. So you don't have to be mad at me about it. You don't got to, try to put me on a cross about it. It's done and it's over with for me.
Do you feel like there's an apology to give Fallon, or you think at the end of the day it is what it is?
I think that an apology will be something that is close to taking accountability. I take my accountability for, me not speaking to the situation. I think as far
She did drag it with Drew last season.
as her, I wish her well. And however she was dealing with her husband.
Yeah, Porsha is doing glamour magic on everybody. Makeup, hair, titties, ass. Don't pay attention to the fact that I show up as a terrible person a lot of the time. Forgive me, girl. Forget all about that. That's what she's giving.
Or had moved on from him, or he had moved on for her. That's something for them to figure out. That's something for them to make amends with. It really doesn't have anything to do with me. But yes, I knew that by fault of the show, that's how it's gonna look. You have to do the show, and everybody has to look like friends. You have to make it look a certain way. No one's really thinking about the fact that this is a set. And this is someone who's trying out, someone who's auditioning, and they're here and they're gone. People don't think about that. And at the end of the day, it's not my job to really enlighten you. It's fine. Say what you want to say, comment, and I'm moving on.
And when people say to you, when you and Simon were divorcing, that this was your karma, because I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah.
Did that hurt you, or did you also, do you believe that was your karma?
Well, if it was my karma, it's good karma. It's good karma.
Tell me how.
I'm in a great place. Although I loved him and I would have loved for our relationship to work out, what's best is where I am now. Sometimes when you marry someone, no matter what your intentions are, how hard you work at trying to make it, be what it needs to be, and they may be thinking they're working at making a relationship work, it just doesn't work out. And there may be 60% of people who just are determined to say, nope, you stole him. He was legally married. That's what you did, and that's what it is. And so I just paid that cost. Like, it is what it is. I just have to continue on living my life.
So at the end of the day, no accountability. Because I know you want to say that you wasn't fucking that man when he was still married to that lady just because she was cheating. But to me, they was both cheating. That doesn't mean you didn't do what you did. Girl, Lord save us from Porsha, okay?
When we cast new housewives or friend ofs, we assign a housewife to them.
Right.
I just did Cynthia Bailey's podcast, and I said to her, the network said, you're going to meet Nene, and hopefully Nene likes you. But Nene's going to be your friend, and that's you're going to come in with.
That's just bringing you in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember with Fallon, it was the same thing with you. And I remember saying to the world, like, I'm not Porsha apologist, but what I need you guys to understand as a producer is there wasn't a friendship
she wasn't
there.
her friend.
And I think
I can understand her not being her friend. Does that change anything about the situation that you walked in that lady house and left with her husband?
when it came to you, did you not think at the time that, oh shit, they're going to think I took this woman's husband?
You know, here's the thing. I take full accountability for my part in the optics, okay? And I take full accountability for not speaking to the narrative once again. At that time, I just didn't feel like it was my place. You know, the things that I knew about her and his relationship, it did not feel like it was my place. I had heard her do an interview and she was like, well, if I'm pregnant, I'll say so. I'm a woman. I'm gonna respect that. If she wants to tell that about herself, that's on her.
Because you knew she was pregnant at the time, and you were protecting the story.
It was not my place.
It wasn't your place.
Yeah, it
right.
just wasn't my place to speak on. And I knew it very early on. You know, it was one of the reasons that, you know, they were where they were in their relationship. It just wasn't my place. And even though if I would have taken that information and put it out, would it have freed me from the shackles of the Scarlet Letter? Sure, it would have. But that's the price.
It would not have. Not for a lot of us, it would not have. Because to me, based on what I think the timeline was, he was fucking that man at the same time as Fallon was cheating on him with old girl because he wanted to be out of the country, wherever he was, on a boat, wherever he was, y'all was together. Fallon was at home with Jalen because that's where Simon wanted her to be, because Simon was ready to move on. Setting her up with the pool boy and forcing them to, you know, kind of be together while he's out of town with you, that wasn't going to completely absolve you, babe.
That I paid at that time to just stay out of it. You know what I mean? And for me, when it goes back to whether she was my friend or not, no, she wasn't. I also had text messages that showed the day I was going to film, the producer sent me her number and said, hey, this is her number so you can meet her. I did not know her. I did not know anything. And of course, I filmed with her and, you know, fist pump Simon, did not even recognize him or anything. I had known him like 8 years ago, didn't even recognize him, had met her that day for the first time. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. I know that people at this point, me, I'm a woman. I'm gonna respect that. I know that people at this point are gonna believe what they want to believe anyway. There's some people who hear my side and they're hearing it to understand, and then there's some people who are hearing me to figure out a way to trip it up and switch it up all over again. So I'm still responsible for me. I'm not gonna speak to his part. I'm not gonna speak to her part. I wish her well. I wish him well at the end of the day. That was years ago. I married him and we're now divorced, and pretty much that's that. But, you know, when I think about it, yes, if I were to speak on some of the information that I had at the time, would it have made it better? Maybe. Because as a public figure and as someone who's been in reality TV, I can sit here and be telling you the absolute truth. And there may be 60% of people who just are determined to say, nope, you stole him. He was legally married. That's what you did. And that's what it is. And so I just paid that cost. Like it is.
A lot of people in the comments seem to get it. This is not accountability. Love you down, Porsha. But just because she was cheating with the pool boy doesn't mean anything. You can't justify your actions because of her wrongdoing. Porsha had no business DMing that man to check on him when they announced their split. She was the coworker, not him. But we know why she did. Everyone better go back to the episode where they went to their house to get in the pool. She said her and Dennis had already met Simon. And when they got to the house, she tried to walk in the door, but caught herself, then started ringing the doorbell, then fist pumped Simon. They were already messing around. There's just things as a woman, morally, you do not do. Y'all were friendly enough in photos outside of filming to not pursue a woman's husband when you see an opportunity. Nah, if you listen, she apologized for optics, not the role she played in entirety. Because she don't feel like there's anything for her to apologize for. That's why. Porsha, your day is coming. You cannot step on whomever you want in order to get what you want because you're more popular, to then discard them because they no longer serve you. Your day is coming. Child, the people in the comments is not convinced. They are not convinced. I cannot breathe. Why is my life like this? Okay. And so lastly, y'all, let's go ahead and get into what has come out about David since the last time we talked, okay? There's a fucking timeline. The alleged timeline of when David killed Celeste and his arrest. Let's take a look. So here, April 22nd, 2025, David posts group of photos on IG saying it's his last photo dump before his album drops. April 23rd, 2025, this is the day investigators say that Celeste was killed. April 24th, 2025, David announces his world tour. Tickets are on sale. April 25th, 2025, David posts, I am a victim of my own success. I am so lonely. Clip from the show Invincible. She was already reported missing a year before, April 3rd, 2024. April 28th, 2025, David allegedly cries during performance of Afterlife in Houston. May 17th, 2025. What did it say? David cosplays Sasuke in the Philippines. I'm sure that's an anime, somebody that murdered somebody, an anime girl, probably. Okay, July 6th, David is seen wearing the alleged same wig as Celeste Rivas. September 2nd, 2025, David's Fortnite song Locked and Loaded drops. September 6th, 2025, David says he starts media training the next day. September 8th, 2025, a tow truck driver says an impounded Tesla registered to David smells really bad and calls the police. September 9th, the police investigate the remains of a body inside the front of the front truck of the Tesla. September 18th, police identify the remains as Celeste Rivas Hernandez. September 16th, social media puts together the information. Girl, listen, I'm adding that one. Search warrant. They begin seizing his electronics and they find an incinerator in the house on September 16th. In November, David is officially named as a suspect in her death. April 16th, David was finally arrested after giving about 5 months of freedom, although being named the suspect. April 23rd, prosecutors say that David had a mass amount of illegal content on his devices. So they basically saying he had CSAM. Yeah, he cosplayed as Sasuke. Somebody will comment and tell me the significance of that. So, timeline, and then prosecutors allege that David used an inflatable pool to collect Celeste's blood after the murder, claimed he tried to create an alibi by calling and texting her phone. Okay? So prosecutors claim the messages show that she was upset over his dealings with other women after he allegedly led her to believe they had a future together. Shortly after she arrived at his home that day, he allegedly stabbed her multiple times and watched as she bled out, believing he had to silence her before she could expose him. They also claim he later texted and called her phone after she was already dead in an attempt to create a fake alibi. As previously reported, prosecutors allege that David purchased 2 chainsaws online and used them to dismember her body inside an inflatable pool. They say he brought the pool under a fake name and plastic fragments from it were later matched to her remains. Celeste's DNA was reportedly found in his garage, where investigators believe the dismemberment took place. Prosecutors also note that he dropped his album with Red just 2 days later. And we were saying that he, all of these things were coinciding with the music that he was making. Prosecutors alleged, okay, yeah, we got that. Let me see. Miserable. Prosecutors say David introduced Celeste Rivas to his family before buying 2 chainsaws and watching her die. Wow. So I already believe that the family knew. His family and her family. I think they both knew. I think his family has probably been protecting him this entire time. Based on things that his siblings have posted, I even wonder what his relationship is to his siblings and how much of his life have his parents been protecting him. So, a new court filing from prosecutors in the David case revealed the singer traveled with 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez to Las Vegas, London, and Texas to meet his family before allegedly stabbing her multiple times and standing by while she bled out. According to the brief, he then ordered 2 chainsaws, a body bag, and a blue inflatable pool on Amazon under a fake name to dispose of her body. Prosecutors say he went to a radio interview the next morning to promote his album. Preliminary hearing is set on my birthday, May 26th. Funky Nani said, my Lord. Okay, I want more for myself. Such a heartbreaking statement, especially in the light of this. She had to navigate adult BS way too early and all by herself. That's usually how it go. Suzuki is from Naruto. His brother murked his entire family, and he was seeking revenge for that. He's like the anti-hero in the anime. Feel free to correct me, y'all. Okay. I heard something about an anti-hero. I'm stomping, romping around when I see her. I want to love her so badly. What are we talking about? Is that a lyric? Docket Ziva, as new details are released about David and how he took the life of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, I was wondering when the prosecutors were going to connect the dots. I needed more insight into how he allegedly managed to meet her when she was 11 and remained in contact. Well, it looks like the singer was relentless in his pursuit. Here's what happened. Okay. During one of the times Celeste was reported as a runaway, Riverside County deputies called David in February 2024. They found his number in Celeste's phone and they told him she was 13. He pulled the classic line men pull when they get caught messing with a child. He claimed he didn't know her age. Deputies also showed up to his West Hollywood home that same day and told him she was a runaway, but he clearly ignored them because he kept pursuing her anyway. Now, Celeste eventually went back home, and when she got there, her folks took her phone, but that ain't stopped his barely singing ass. He somehow was able to get in contact with a middle school classmate and paid him $1,000 to give her a new phone so that they could continue to talk. Mind you, this is a child. This child is 13, and officers just told this man she was a runaway and 13 years old twice. According to court documents, she was brought into his world full time, it seems. She would spend time at his Hollywood Hills home, then even travel to Vegas, London, and Texas to meet his family. Yes, meet his family. Texts obtained from Celeste's phone talk about sex, pregnancy, and abortion, as well as explicit photos. By March, she told him, all we do is have sex and just hang out, man. I want more than that for myself. On April 22nd, 2020, that's why you can't blame these little girls, because they don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what they want. They just know they're getting attention where they're not normally getting it. So then she threatened to expose everything April 22nd and his career. Court documents state, remember now, his album was dropping in 3 days and he had a tour that was starting, not to mention his endorsements. He reportedly had a plan to prevent that. Prosecutors claim he sent an Uber to get her and drive over 60 miles from Lake Elsinore to his home the next night. This nigga thought he was a character on Columbo, bitch. She arrived at his Hollywood Hills home around 10 p.m. April 23rd. By 10:30 p.m., David was texting her phone asking where she was. Prosecutors say she was already dead by then, and those texts were part of a premeditated plan to cover up her murder. Nigga murdered her within 20 minutes. My God. My God. According to the brief, he stabbed Celeste multiple times and stood by while she bled out. He did not call 911 or obviously take her to a hospital. He left his home around 11:30 p.m. that same night, driving north on the 101 to an area near Lake Kakuma in Santa Barbara County before returning home the next morning. Prosecutors say he ordered a blue inflatable pool on Amazon under a fake name. We read that. Read all of that, y'all. Oh my gosh. This nigga is crazy. The next morning, he went to a radio interview to promote his album. The day after, he returned to that same Santa Barbara County location on May 8th and again on May 31st. A Caltrans worker later finds Celeste's passport card off SR 154 in Santa Barbara County in January 2026. Law enforcement told this man twice she was 13. He paid a child's classmate to keep access to her. He brought her into his life, traveled with her, introduced her to his family, and when she threatened to tell the truth, prosecutors said he killed her. As previously reported, David has been charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances, continuous sexual acts with a minor, lewd and lascivious acts with a child under 14, and mutilation of human remains. The special circumstances are lying in wait, murder for financial gain, and murdering a witness. Those special circumstances make him eligible for the death penalty, though prosecutors have not yet stated whether they will seek it. Whew. So, yeah, y'all. That's where we're at with it. That's all I got. We'll be up on Jamie's channel at 8:30. Thank y'all for coming through. Protect yourselves. Protect the kids, y'all. These niggas are crazy. Anais Moon, thank you for the super chat. Girl, your eyebrows are tea. Salute. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I don't do anything to them but put my Dr. Malaxin on them. All right, y'all. I think that was it. All right. Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.